Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Origin 350R. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Thank you Cypher1 and WinRAR42 for assisting on today's review of the Origin 350R, which is the racing variant of the 300 series. And I'm going to tell you right now why you probably shouldn't buy this one over a multitude of other ships. So let's get into it. This ship is $125 if you're to buy it on the Pledge Store, or if you buy it in game, it's $3,748,500 aUEC, and you can buy that in the city of Area 18 on ArcCorp. It has a 10-minute and 8-second claim time, or if you're to expedite it, it is 3 minutes and 22 seconds, which means you're back out there after crashing into a hill by accident in about 3.5 minutes, which isn't terrible, but also not one of the better claim times that you can get out there. You also have 1,775 burst damage per second due to the 1 size 3 M5A laser cannon and 2 size 3 CF-337 Panthers, and the pilot also has control over 2 size 2 Strike Force 2 missiles. Now I'm going to say that's really the best thing about this ship is its weapons package, or the ability to have great damage output due to having 3 size 3 weapons on this ship, but that's really where the ship draws the line on how useful it really is. You do have 2 size 1 shield generators outputting 2,940 bubble shield, which is okay. 2 size 1s is always good to have, but it comes with some of the worst shield generators, so you'll want to upgrade that as soon as possible. And then if you're comparing it to all other 300 series ships, you have 5,000 less HP on the Origin 350R, sitting at 3,050 ship HP, which is actually terrible, because if you barely touch anything, parts start flying off, and it's not going to be a good time while you're out there trying to race a ship that's already really slow, as well as really bad at maneuverability. And what I mean by that is this ship is supposed to be a racing ship, which is the same speed of all other 300 series ship, sitting at 260 SCM with a 610 forward boost, a 230 backwards boost, and a nav speed of 1,425. You got to be asking yourself, well, why does it have only 3,000 ship HP? Maybe they're trying to lighten it up, because as a racing ship, you want to have less weight, right? So you're not throwing around so much weight on the racetrack. You can go faster, yet you don't go faster than any of your sister ships, the 300, the 325, the 315, which is not good. And then you look at the maneuverability and you're like, well, you've got to have better maneuverability, right? Because it's a racing ship. It should be able to at least turn some corners and beat the competition. Not so much. This thing flies very floaty, sitting with a 52, 48, 180 pitch yaw roll, or a 62, 58, 216 boosted pitch yaw roll, which sounds okay, but honestly, when you're flying this thing, it's a very big ship for a racing ship. It has an interior, and it just feels very floaty for what it's supposed to do. Now, you also have 48 flares and 5 decoys, which is average among all ships right now in the verse, and then you have 27 SCU of hydrogen fuel, which is fantastic, and 1.3 SCU of quantum fuel, which again, average for the size of ship. And you do have a cargo grid, which we're going to go ahead and take a look at right now in the first-person view. As you can see, I'm a little damaged. We barely touched the ground, and pieces started breaking off, so we had to go get a little bit of a repair, and it didn't really bring back the paint or anything else. So let's go ahead and open this really quick. This is the 4 SCU cargo grid right here. You can go ahead and put 4 boxes on here, and woohoo, you're transporting some cargo with your racing ship. But then you go, wait a minute. I'm going to walk over here, I'm going to press this button, and look, there's another grid here, but you can't use it as a secure grid. This is where the 315 would actually put more boxes, allowing you to carry a lot more on a secure grid, but this ship can't do that. So what happens is you have a lot of wasted space here, no grid, so you can throw boxes on here, it's going to be bouncing around inside of your ship. You have parts that are just hanging down, doesn't look good. You have areas of the ship that do not look sealed right over here. It's not well, not well at all. Which is not good. It's just too bad, honestly. I feel like a lot of Origin ships are missing the love they deserve. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of this ship, and I will advise you, no components, no gold standard pass. So everything you do is hovering text and no access to the components. Let's go ahead and enter the ship really quick. Once you're inside of this ship, you have a really big problem, because if you look to your right, what used to be a nice walkway with a weapons locker in the back, an armor locker, a bed to your left, as well as a table with food, drink, everything else, you don't have that. All you have is a prison mattress right here where you can go ahead and lay down and think about the choices you made in purchasing this ship, which is honestly too bad. And then if you look straight on down, typically there is a way to access storage here, but if you open it once, it typically breaks and then you can't access it again, which is honestly just, again, too bad. Let's go ahead and turn around. You do have a fire extinguisher. You do have a bathroom. You go ahead and open that up. It has a nice little toilet. You have some tinfoil toilet paper, which is really okay and weird. You have some interesting lighting here in the bathroom. And then you go to the pilot seat and go ahead and get on this. It looks very uncomfortable, by the way. You sit down here and it's just not a comfortable looking experience, which nothing better than getting into a ship that already has a lot of issues and not being comfortable. You go ahead and look down. You have 4 MFDs right here on screen, which look okay. But again, I'm going to take off and just show you it's got a really good view outside of that, but outside of your weapons and view, everything else is fighting against this being a decent ship when you have so many better options from the Archimedes, from the Razor, from many other fighters that'll just do the job so much better. And then if you compare it to other 300 series ships, which cost half as much as this, they do better performance in every regard. So with that, you have to make the choice. Is this ship something you want to have just for the fact of collecting it? Or is it actually going to be any use for you? Let me know, what do you think of the Origin 350R down in the comments below. For me, it's a 30 out of 100. It's a pretty low score because honestly, not in any single area of this ship does it perform the way it should, and that's disappointing. So again, let me know what you think of the 350R down below, and how would you fix this ship to make it better? Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And a big thank you to the YouTube supporters and Patreon members. You all are truly amazing. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.